Hey everyone, welcome to the Rooster Teeth Podcast.
It's a podcast.
Are you aware
mic.
of what a monumental day it is?
No.
Tell us, Gus.
5 years of uninterrupted weekly Rooster Teeth podcast.
Wow. So only interrupted 6 times out of 7 per week for 5 years straight.
Hey, it's a weekly show. So the actual anniversary was May 8th, but we changed the podcast release dates. So now this is it. We have done.
What does that mean?
The days move anyway, so it wouldn't
Yeah,
have
the
been...
days move, whatever.
Both
Hey.
of what you just said makes no fucking sense.
Whatever. It's a celebration, dude.
Hey,
I'm drunk.
congratulations on 5 years of podcasting.
5 years. Yay.
Fuck it.
I got fucked the other day.
Brag about it.
Yeah.
I
Shout out
got
to
held
Esther.
hostage. Thanks. I got held hostage by technology and social media in the worst way imaginable.
Okay.
So I'm going to be moving soon. So I had to get a storage unit. And I had to take a bunch of shit and put it in the storage unit temporarily. So I would, you see these storage units everywhere, right?
First of all, you're moving out of a house and into a non-house.
Yes.
You're going the other direction.
Why don't you just move all the stuff in?
To a
It's not done yet.
house.
He is. I
So
don't
you're
know.
moving out.
I don't have to do the yard.
That's what I told this kid. Don't.
Yeah.
It's overrated.
Hey, let me tell my story.
All right, sorry.
Why
So,
I have
shut
a question
up.
about
I'm
the
telling
sto-
a fucking
It's
story.
about the story.
All right, go ahead.
Why are you moving stuff into a storage unit?
Because the place I'm moving to is not done yet.
Right, but why are you moving then?
Because to show the house in order to sell it, you got to make it look pretty and declutter it.
Good. Okay, carry on.
You also have to
Continue.
depersonalize
This
it.
is also
you
about the story.
depersonalize it.
Do you have a lawnmower?
So I had to go find a storage place. Right, there's one really close to my house.
Barbara's
I
dead.
go there, they're sold out. They wouldn't have any availability. Fine. Where's the next closest
By the
one?
way, open one of those businesses.
Yeah, no kidding. So I all the ones near me are sold out. So I have to go to one way on the other side of town. I get there. I'm signing up. This fucking paperwork takes forever. I just want to rent a room, right? Like, here's my money. Give me the room.
Not even a room, a garage.
It takes forever.
Yeah.
I'm finally done with all of that. And the guy who's helping me is like, oh, hey, by the way, do you have your mobile phone on you? I was like, yeah. He's like, well, do you mind doing a quick survey for me? I was like, oh, fuck. Okay, fine, whatever. So I pull out my phone.
Wait.
Why would you agree?
'Cause I'm just trying to get out of there, right? I'm just like, sure,
That's not going to get
whatever.
you out. That's no is getting you out of there immediately.
Yeah,
no.
right. But
Also, who doesn't have a mobile phone?
That's why
You even call it that anymore?
It's a loaded question. So I'm like, sure, whatever. How do I do this? He goes, open up Google Maps. And I'm like, what? I'm like, okay. He's like, just type our address in there. I'm like, okay. He's like, there. You just click on our storage place. He's like, okay. And you scroll down. You see, just rate it 1 to 5 stars. Like, oh, great. He wants me to fucking rate it on Google.
Right in front of him?
Yeah, and he's like over my shoulder looking at me.
Yeah, bullshit.
Like, all right, fine. 5 stars. Good job, buddy. He's like, okay.
You did it?
Yeah, and then like a text field opens up. He's like, now just write something personal about your experience with me in that box. I'm like, what? And I'm
The
like,
guy
okay.
made me do this.
Joe was awesome. Published. He's like, okay, great. I was like, all right, fine, bye. I walked out the door. As soon as I walk out the door, I deleted it.
Okay, I couldn't imagine that right now there's a review out there of you where you
Joe
have like
was
your
awesome.
face.
Chapter 2.
By the way, I want to point out something. You said you got held hostage by technology and social media. You got held hostage by your own inability to say no
That's
to
true.
this guy.
That is very true.
Also,
Your own social awkwardness.
Now you've pissed him off, surely.
No, wait. I got a follow-up now.
Part 2.
So the next day I come back.
Oh,
I imagine it's the equivalent of a waiter like gobbing in your food. There's just like a little pile of spit in his storage unit where the guy just.
The next
gobbed
day
in
I
it.
come back, and in order to use like their push carts, you have to like leave your ID at the front desk.
Oh, no.
And that same dude, Joe, was working there, and there's another dude who's also working there. And so I go to the other dude who I didn't deal with the day
bet you
before.
did.
And I'm like, hey, can I get one of those carts? He's like, yeah, sure, here you go. Go do unload all my shit, come back to drop the cart off and get my ID. He gives me my ID. He goes, oh, hey, by the way, Mr. Sorolla, I want to tell you something weird that happened. I was like, what happened? He goes, I went and I looked for your review on Google earlier today, and I couldn't find it.
oh boy.
Oh my god.
And I was like,
This is Joe or the other
this
guy?
is the other guy.
Really?
And I'm like, oh, that's weird. Joe watched me put it on there. He's like,
Oh
yeah.
my God.
Why don't you let me watch you do it again?
No, you.
Yeah, so then again, I scroll down, 5 stars. I typed the exact same thing. Joe was great. He goes, oh, but I'm helping you now too, so you got to write something about me too.
You're getting bullied at this point.
You're paying me
Why?
no money. What is going on? So I have to write something nice about this other guy now too.
No, you don't. That's the whole point.
So then I went home and I brought everything. I just did it all at once. I loaded everything. And I was like, all right, I don't need the cart anymore. Deleted it. I was like,
Oh
I'm
my
never
God.
going back there.
But
I
your
can
stuff's
never let this
there.
guy.
Yeah, you have to go
Your
back
stuff
there.
is there.
I don't know. I'll deal with that as future Gus's problem. Because present Gus is like up shit creek.
If
The-
you
the
pay me
next-
$20, I'll go for you.
The next encounter with them, you don't have an answer. You can't be like, oh, weird, I did it.
Yeah.
And wait again. It disappeared again.
I now want to go rent a storage unit at that place so that when they tell me to do it, I'll just go 1 star. What else? Write something personal. The dude's a cunt. And just post it. I want to rent a storage unit just to do that. Because then they can't make me delete it.
Right.
There's nothing they can do. Buying a car, for whatever fucking reason, buying a car takes 6 hours of your day.
Yeah.
They had me bent over a fucking barrel when I bought my car. I tried to beat them. I was like, I'm going to show up 30 minutes before they close. They can't hold me here forever. I was there 3 hours after they closed.
It's a
still trying to buy.
hostage
I was like,
crisis.
what's that car? Just give it to me.
Here's
What
money.
needs to be done? Is it because of like finance?
takes forever.
Don't you want the warranty with that?
It's just so
What about
long.
the Gap insurance? So it's like there's like a million fucking add-ons they try to sell you.
what-
Then
if I
they
went in-
take the car. They take the car after you've agreed you want to buy it and everything's signed. They said, okay, we're going to take the car and get it ready for you. I have no idea what that process
they
involves.
do?
All I know is the car disappears for 3
They're
hours.
spitting in it.
3 hours, that car is gone.
It gets a good balls rubbed down. Like, oh,
okay.
your steering wheel.
Say
They
I
have
went
each
in
guy
there.
reviewing it
Say
one
I
at a
went in there
time.
with cash. I say no warranty, no additional. I want that car there. I want it now.
Oh, that's super easy.
Boosh.
Only 4 hours. Oh, that's it. That's all that'll take. 4 hours, half your day.
No,
half their work
you
day.
think it's that easy? Like, no, I don't want any warranties or anything. No, they're going to sit you down. They're going to talk to you. They're going to explain why it's a good deal and why you really should do it. And
You know how sometimes when you're on a phone and there's touch tone and they say a load of stuff and then you have to wait and you
Yeah.
enter the number, but you can skip it if you know the number already?
Yeah.
There's no equivalent to that with real life. You can't just be like, boop. Would you like, boop? Next, boop. You can't do that. I wish you could.
Also, you could just touch someone on the nose and go boop, boop, next.
You should try that next time. Just get an app on your phone that makes that noise.
How, like, what the bare minimum human would be.
I don't think so.
It'd be interesting. Like, just
Like what?
stripped out, like, just basic human. What would it be?
Like we
I
put
feel
you on
like-
the operating table and we took out as many parts as we could.
Yeah, so obviously start with the crap.
I
Like,
thought we talked about this. Like, where are you in your
appendix,
body?
get rid of-
Like, where are you? Or is it that
No,
kind
no,
of
no.
thing?
It's like, what is the bare
well,
minimum
okay,
for a
so
human?
I get rid of your appendix.
heart,
I get rid of
brain.
your tonsils.
Don't eat them.
Then we're
See
talking
it.
about, like, I can get rid of a kidney and a lung. You'd still be
Arms?
all right. Yeah.
Arms and
So you
legs.
take-
You don't
It's a
need arms
function-
to be a human. You saying some dude with no arms walking down the street isn't a human?
I'm talking about just to function normally still.
I had. Okay. I'm
Look,
just
look,
saying
look.
you can function
There's
normally.
a learning curve
No,
to be
you
had
can't.
when you lose an arm.
Normal's a word that means something.
You could function with no arms.
It's not disrespectful for one-armed people.
I'm just saying. I
The
think
term
you could
normal, we're
function.
talking about
You're
the
not-
mathematical term within the norm. For somebody with missing both arms, that's not a normal condition for a human. That is.
Someone missing a
physically.
kidney is not a normal condition for a
That's
human
true.
either.
It's also true. It's,
Yeah,
it's
but
not,
split
it's not,
hairs with me.
It is not normal to be missing a kidney.
Yeah, I guess I was just talking about internal then. But yeah, you could get rid of a lot.
You get rid of the appendix and one kidney.
Well,
you
just
pretty
go-
much nailed it.
No. Appendix, kidney, lung.
How about one eye? Is that okay?
Why is
Yeah.
that funny?
He's getting rid of all the double stuff. And the one thing that doesn't count.
One eye, one
and then
ear.
all the double stuff.
I guess you're right about the eye.
Why is that funny?
Because you're getting rid of depth perception. With a lung gone,
You can fill in a
still
nostril.
breathe. You can still breathe. You may not be able to run
you
as
can
far
still
anymore.
see.
You kind of need two eyes.
Nah. That
Nah.
dude I talked about in the plane crash the other day. The pilot had one eye. He landed it. He landed in the fucking field or in a levee.
I thought you're not allowed to fly unless you have 20/20 vision.
He did when he took off. Didn't he?
Then when he landed,
I
he just
think-
had 20 vision.
I think that's in the military.
Wait, what happened to this guy?
This guy,
Wait, I don't know the story.
he didn't lose an eye in the flight.
Okay.
He already had one eye,
He
but
did.
he lost an eye in a previous flight. He
thought-
was in Honduras flying small planes, and there was a civil war going on at the time. And during a takeoff once, someone was shooting at the plane and like shot along his cheekbone and shot his eye out.
Fuck.
Like
take off.
the
Lucky,
eyeball
dude.
went.
Yeah.
Like,
and so he took off and had to find another place to land and landed. And
He
So
managed
it's
to
exactly
land.
what
yeah,
she
he managed
said.
to land, and then he
What's his
continued his
story?
flight career. And then later, he was flying a brand new 737 from South America up to the U.S. And on
Yeah.
the way, both engines went out. He managed to land the plane on a levee. No
Wow.
deaths.
So he crashed twice.
No, he didn't crash.
He didn't crash the
twice.
first time. He just lost an eye. He got shot at, lost an eye, and landed.
I want this guy to be
What's the
pilot.
story then? Why is him having one eye relevant
know
to
what
the
Because I'm
story?
saying it's a normal person with no depth perception. He's saying that someone with only one eye cannot function.
But why was it relevant to your story that the guy only had one eye to
telling
begin
a story.
with?
I asked-
Because when I told that story the first time, Gavin said it was amazing he could land the plane because the guy had no depth perception. And I'm saying that even without depth perception, you can still be normal and do things.
Okay, listen, you tell that story. You don't need the most recent version because you literally said he didn't lose his eye in a flight. He lost another flight. And then you tell that story. That's also
She
a
was
guy who...
asking.
I wanted to hear about
She
it.
was asking.
But I'm saying just tell that story because he was also in a plane where he went from 2 eyes to 1 eye and he had to land that plane too. That's enough of that story.
I enjoyed both stories.
Thank you, Barbara.
It's too many stories.
I'm glad I told
It's
the,
too many
the
stories.
person who asked for the story.
Isn't that like telling a story about someone and then telling a story that they did after that's completely irrelevant?
Exactly right.
Whatever. If you had to choose between being blind or being
blind.
deaf,
I wouldn't. That'd be a tough choice.
I would choose being deaf.
I'd choose being deaf.
Yeah.
This is a stupid question.
What am I
No,
listening?
if you
What am I
had to
listening to?
choose.
You guys? Come
There
on,
would
let's
be
be honest.
no situation ever where you would have to choose.
That's why it's a
That's
hypothetical
why it's
question.
a hypothetical.
What's
The
the point
king of
it?
hypothetical.
hypothetical
The king
questions.
of hypothetical questions.
Well, at least mine are realistic.
What if your legs didn't know they were legs?
Well, no one's going to cut your hearing out, are they? What are they going to do? Just like pop your eardrums?
Yeah. That's exactly what
This
they
is a
do.
hypothetical question.
You ask so many goddamn hypothetical
Yeah, but
questions.
they could happen. You're never going to be in a room tied to a chair and they're like, oh, one of them's going in your eye or your ear.
Sure,
Which
maybe
one?
there is. Let's say there's a guy with a knife and he says, "I could poke
Gavin.
your ears out or your eyes."
Gavin, they could really happen. You asked me a question once. If I could be given $10 million, but every time I spent the money, a guy stuck his thumb up my butt for 10 seconds. That was your hypothetical. That's one of your hypotheticals that you came up with.
Well, that's not illegal.
I like how it went from it couldn't happen to it's not
It's
legal.
not legal.
It's totally legal.
See, my
Wait, no,
hypo-
actually, sodomy is illegal.
Thumb in the ass is illegal.
Illegal in the state of Texas, I believe.
Was that sodomy?
Yeehaw.
I think so.
I need a lawyer.
What?
I don't want to talk about this anymore.
What year is this?
Welcome to Texas.
Shout out to
Although I
Ashley.
think I think my favorite hypothetical question also was impossible. But it was a really good one.
Which one
Do you want
was
to hear it?
What was it?
Did I tell on the podcast already? Might have been a Let's Build or something. Your wife and your mother,
Your wife.
they're side by side. Their minds switch bodies.
Oh, I love this.
Oh,
question.
totally plausible.
But
Totally plausible.
you can just stay and live with them like this. Like you'll be living with Esther in your mum's body, I guess. But you can return them to normal state. You just have to sleep with one of them. But do you sleep with your mum inside Esther? Or do you sleep with Esther inside your mum's body?
Yeah.
Yeah,
What
I don't like hypothetical
What would
questions.
you choose? What would you choose, Gavin?
I just commit suicide.
No, it's super easy. Super easy. Super easy.
Three-way?
Nope. You knock out your wife.
Right, so it's rape.
No, you just punch. You tell him I'm punching you and I'm gonna knock you out and we'll fix the situation.
Wait, who are you punching?
I'm punching my wife with the mother in it.
So you're punching your mother's body in the face?
No, I'm punching my wife.
With the mother in the head.
If I'm Gus, I'm punching Esther in the face, knocking my mom out, and then I'm sleeping with my wife, with my mother inside knocking.
I got confused with that one.
No, it's well, but
It was like your mother, but you were punching Esther for some reason?
Well,
no,
just give an
I'm saying if I'm
example.
Gus. I'm saying if I'm Gus.
No, I got you. That's a good answer.
Yeah, then everybody's fine. And Esther's got to go to a movie for a while. Like just go to a movie.
Yeah.
So
Just you enjoy that
you're
house.
fine having sex with your sleeping mother inside Esther's body.
Look, this is it's a drastic
Sleeping.
situation. It's a drastic situation,
Yeah.
and it's Mother's Day.
Get us
Mother's
some
Day.
church berries afterwards. You, speaking of
Hello.
the wedding,
Go ahead.
you almost pulled the ultimate prank at that wedding.
Fuck, I had it down.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Wait, are we talking about the same thing? I almost did a couple
I'm
things.
talking about
What?
the
Oh,
Circumcision?
so fucking close.
that would have been
so close.
so fucking terrible.
And it got ruined for me by people who are
Could you explain?
much nicer. Two things I tried to do. I almost ruined Michael and Lindsay's wedding twice. One was
You were trying hard.
there was no way that Gavin forgot. There's no way that he remembered to turn off his phone. I thought there's no way he remembered that. And so it's a big promenade or whatever they call that, procession of everyone coming out. They're doing that. Lindsay comes out and everything. Lindsay looked beautiful in her dress. By the way, first person that came out was Michael and his mother. Barbara, I mean, instantly, just, it's like a cartoon. Like, tears are flying like this.
It's because you were standing across the aisle,
She was
where it's like where I was looking back to see Michael, and you could see me, and I second I saw Michael, I was done.
She was like,
What
so-
about Michael made you cry?
Because he's one of my really good friends, and he looks so happy.
But think about what he's doing.
He used to be better.
He's walking.
But he's about to
getting
get
married,
married to another
you
one of my
heartless
best
prick.
friends.
He's getting married.
Yeah, but he hadn't got
I
married
was just
yet.
so happy for them, and he looked so happy. It made me
Anyway,
emotional.
Michael hates.
I'm sorry, I'm friends with Michael.
Michael hates Gavin's ringtone, which is that.
If you're going to do it, Put some effort into it.
I thought that was pretty good,
This is how I
actually.
know
You've really got to make it hit. It's got to be like, it's got to be like piercing.
That's it.
yeah, but so I had in my text. At the beginning of the wedding, I showed it to Ryan. I sent it to Ryan. I go, don't forget to turn off your phone. And I was waiting for is there anyone who objects to this union? I was waiting on that. But I was like, and then I was like, Ashley's texting me. She goes, if you fucking send that, she was like, do not do that. So I actually waited all the way until the whole thing was over, and they were coming out, and I sent it, and nope, he had his phone off.
You went for it.
Completely off.
I think I checked to see if my phone was on silent about 10 times before I walked down the stairs. And in the end, I just turned my phone completely off. I was like, I might knock it, or it might flash through my pocket. So I just turned the hell
Pro
turn it
tip,
off.
did you know if you have an alarm set, it will turn on your phone and put the alarm on? So like
didn't.
if you have an alarm set for 1 o'clock and your phone's off at like
Really?
12:59,
Well, that's the thing you should have done.
it'll turn your phone on and put the alarm on.
How the
Because
fuck am I gonna set the alarm?
I didn't know that.
if you have an alarm
Genius.
set for the morning and you
I
just have
think
your
you
phone
can
turned off.
scroll up from the lock screen and you can access the clock.
I'm actually surprised that the iPhone at least doesn't have a thing like I'm going to a movie, so put me on silent for 2
Yeah,
hours.
just
The
do
do
not
not disturb
disturb.
button.
Do you not disturb?
But does it do it for a certain amount of time?
Yeah.
And it undoes it after
You can do
a
it for like
month.
2 hours and it will come back on.
But
Wow.
tell the other
What's
other
They owe
thing.
me money.
Story.
Okay, so the other thing was, Gavin doesn't respect a wedding because doesn't just like
I'm
You're
not,
emotionless.
I'm not a fan of tradition.
Emotionless.
And like all the weird stuff.
Monty is too busy to care. Monty's like he's there and he's thinking about other stuff. It's like Monty. If I'm Monty, I'm like, okay, I'm at a wedding, but okay, I gotta go to work at some point, so I'm gonna go. And he just doesn't care, so he's not paying attention to stuff like that. So we're eating appetizers and before well, you guys are outside taking pictures, and Monty's like, where are they? And I said, they're outside taking pictures. You know, Monty's like, what? They didn't take pictures before? It's like, no, because the bride and groom couldn't see each other. He goes, meh. So and then we're sitting there and we're just chit-chatting with Monty, and I look over and I see the cake, and I go, hey, Monty, want a piece of cake? And he goes, yeah, what kind of cake is it? I go, I don't know. He goes, I go, just get a piece. I go, get me a piece when you get one too. He goes, okay. Sheena goes, what are you doing?
No.
He took a full step towards the cake, and I was like,
He was going to cut a wedding
I was
cake.
like, oh my god, this is gonna be the greatest moment of my life if Monty starts cutting the cake before they even get inside.
That would have been a meltdown.
Oh my god.
But if
You are
it's
the worst.
if it's Monty, it would have been really funny.
Why?
Because look, I mean,
be
they had a
dropping him in
wedding
it.
and they cut the cake, and
Why
that's
would
like.
just be sitting there eating the cake?
Oh, also, I don't think he'd be sorry, would he? Like, Lindsay would be like, what? He'd be like, I mean,
It's cake.
it's cake. I was going to eat it anyway.
One piece of cake. So I almost got Monty to cut the cake. I was that close to getting Monty to cut the cake.
Bye, I love you.
Please rate us on
Bye.
Yelp. 5 stars. Give us a review. Do it right now. We're
Ben.
watching.
And
Do it. Do it.
I hate you.
Do it.
Jesu Domine, Jonah ate his rooster teeth.